Hello and good afternoon to SRUC Barony Engineering Open Day. I'm Robert Patterson, the Programme Team Leader for the engineering courses here at Barony, and I'd like to give you an overview of what we can offer on campus here at Barony within engineering. Barony campus, as you may or may not know, is a part of SRUC, wider organisation which formed in 2012 with the merger of colleges here at Barony, Oatridge up outside Edinburgh, and Crabeston at Aberdeen, Elmwood at Cooper and Fife, and is now the single largest land-based training provider in Scotland, and covers a broad range of course delivery, as the list we've got here on the screen, from agriculture, animal care, engineering, forestry, equine, vet nursing, and wildlife and conservation. So pretty much everything land-based is what we do at Barony, and it's a lovely place to work. We have a lot of students. The beauty of this site is being quite close to Dumfries, but out in the countryside. We've got next to the large working farm, and lots of opportunities and activities on site here. Now, if I can just give a brief overview of the different courses that we have within engineering at Barony. The courses start with the National Certificate in Land-Based Engineering at an introduction level. This is designed as an access level course for predominantly school leavers with minimal qualifications. We also have a National Certificate in Land-Based Engineering in Agriculture or Forestry options, a 1-year full-time course. The Extended Diploma in Land-Based Technology is a 3-year programme based around an apprenticeship programme. Then we also have modern apprenticeships at SCQF level 5 and at level 6. And these are the specific engineering related courses we have at Barony. And to give a little bit more detail on each of these in turn, just there. So an introduction to engineering National Certificate is a nationally recognised qualification. This covers a lot of the basic fundamentals within agricultural engineering, covering topics such as electrics and hydraulics, so looking at components, building up circuits, and stripping components and rebuilding them. The tractor operations and maintenance involves using the fleet of tractors on college to learn and master the techniques for tractor driving and machine operation, and also the maintenance that goes with that. So hand in hand, if we've got a tractor, we need machinery to go in the back. So we cover elements of maintenance and repair of a variety of land-based machinery that goes in the back of the tractor. The welding, we do an introduction to welding techniques involving oxyacetylene, manual metal arc or stick welding, and also MIG welding to industry standard, but at a basic level, and is predominantly around those who have never done any welding before, to master the techniques and be able to join some pieces of metal together. We also cover transmissions, basic transmission systems, looking at all different drive systems such as belts and pulleys, chains and sprockets, gears and clutches, and various different gearbox configurations, and also workshop skills. So hand tools, predominantly making and shaping metal and making artifacts to the specified requirements for the units there. Some power tool operation as well, but being an introductory course, this is based around the fundamentals and again, using power tools such as drills and grinders to prepare materials for the welding predominantly. So a little bit more information about this course. The entry requirements. There are minimal entry requirements for this course, but ideally would be maths and English at National 4 or equivalent. But it's not mandatory. But what is required is a desire to commit to the course, a demonstration of a keen interest in engineering. So having a hobby and an interest on working on engines, cars, motorbikes, tractors, something that can help to convince us that this is your chosen pathway and that you'll stick in, do well, and work your way through the course. So it's a 1 year full-time course for 28 weeks, and starts at the beginning of September and runs through until May. It involves practical work in the workshops on campus for the 4.5 days a week in college. It's about 80% practical and 20% is covering some of the theoretical topics in the classroom and assessments, assignments, some of the online working as well when it's not in the workshop. This course also includes two weeks of industrial work placement, and there is a unit structured around that where the candidates are encouraged to find relevant practical work experience in an area of the industry that they are particularly interested in and suited, and can make the connection with an employer. And we support candidates in the communication and working with employers to obtain this work experience, and then obviously we have feedback after that as well to try and create the opportunities for candidates to progress into employment at the end of their course. Moving on to the next course that we offer, the National Certificate Land-Based Engineering. This course is predominantly geared at agricultural engineering, but we also offer the forestry engineering option, which the two courses are very closely aligned, but we split off towards the end of the year when we're working on areas of machinery specialism, and the forestry cohort will work on specific forestry machinery, harvesting heads, forwarders, winches, etc., when the agricultural engineering students will be working on like forage harvesters and balers and the grass cutting machinery. So the core elements within the NC are engine technology, where, as in the picture here, the candidates are required to remove, dismantle, inspect, assess and repair tractor engines back to industry standards and into a working condition when they are put back into a tractor and they go back into service. We have some very close links with dealers, contractors, customers who have worn, damaged equipment that they will loan to us at college for student projects and assignments, such as this. So quite often, if someone has a worn out engine, they'll give it to us at college. They provide the parts, and we work through with as a student project to dismantle, overhaul, and put this engine back into service. So quite in depth, and gets right back down to the very engine, stripped down to all of its individual components. So it's a great learning experience, and very satisfying the students as well when able to rebuild an engine back up to industry standards, reconditioned, back into the tractor and back into service. The other elements here are transmission systems, which is a little bit more involved than the mechanical transmissions at intro level. This again is looking at fundamentals, but also involves dismantling, inspecting and rebuilding mechanical and semi-power shift transmissions here as well. So incorporated with that takes in the hydraulic systems. So again, hydraulic system identification of systems and components, and strip down and rebuild, and using the training rigs is to create hydraulic circuitry and to do some fault finding and problem solving within hydraulics. The land-based machinery repair units covers quite a broad range of machines, from the grass harvesting through cultivation, ploughs, drills, power harrows, etc., and from mowers, tedders, rakes, balers, forage harvesters. It's quite involved there as well, and again utilising machines from local dealers which have got real problems and repairs required. Then we work through those with the students on block, and again add value to these machines. The electrics and electronics cover some of the, from covering basic fundamentals up through to electronics, use of and exposure to the onboard diagnostic systems, and also external interfaces to plug in and download fault code data and identify management system faults, for example, and electric hitch functionality issues. The welding is again covering the oxyacetylene, manual metal arc, and MIG welding, taking it to a slightly higher level than on the introductory course. The welding covers a broad range of techniques, thicknesses of metal, horizontal, vertical, etc. And should candidates have a particular flair for the welding and achieve the required standards in advance, then there is TIG welding equipment here as well that can help take students on, for those that like to be or are more keen and able with the welding. Health and safety is a key part of pretty much every course that we do here. We want to keep the candidates safe and healthy and fit for work, and the risk assessments and PPE requirements within the workshop are closely adhered to, and there are some elements of assessment required here need to be carried out before the candidates go on work experience, just to ensure their safety and well-being. To add a little bit more detail here to the entry requirements for this course, it's a minimum 2 National 4s for English and Maths, and 2 National 5s, which can be in any other subject. It is a 1 year course, slightly longer this one, with 32 weeks, in from the beginning of September running through to June. College 5 days per week, but finish at lunchtime on a Friday, and does involve 2 weeks of work experience, similar to the introductory course. There there are assignments and work around this work experience, but the key area here is to try and have candidates into an area of employment that they are particularly interested and suited, and gives them an opportunity to impress employers so that they can hopefully progress into employment at the end of their course. The next course that we offer at Barony here is the Extended Diploma in Land-Based Technology. This is a level 6 programme, but is geared around the manufacturer's apprenticeship programme. All candidates on this programme must be employed and working in a manufacturer's dealership. It is a 4-year training programme, but it does create particular opportunities, challenges, and opportunities for progression for candidates. And because everybody has to be employed, then they're earning while they're learning, and it's well received. The current provision is for the CLAS apprentice training all over the northern part of the country, but we also now are very pleased to be able to offer apprentice training for the AGCO products as well. So that will be just, so keep your eye on the press, that will be just coming out in very short time. The other opportunities within the course provision is for the work-based learning and modern apprenticeships, which are aimed at national certificate students who have progressed into employment at the end of their course, but wish to progress their qualification and training. So for these that are employed within predominantly agricultural or forestry engineering industry, they're working in the industrial environment, the opportunity to progress and receive training and development on the products that they're actually working on is a great opportunity, and the training that is delivered within the college or in the workplace is again in short specialised training blocks. Some courses are just 1-day short courses, others are maybe 4 or 5 day courses in college, but only 2 or 3 of those per year, depending on the needs of the student. Again, to try and maximise the enjoyment whilst at college and appreciation of the wider industry, we do try and organise study trips to various engineering plants and manufacturing facilities around the country. These are some of the previous trips I have been on to the Caterpillar manufacturing plant at Peterlee in the northeast of England, and the other picture here is of the facilities at Jas P. Wilson's forestry engineering plant at Dilbeattie, which has grown significantly over the last few years and is a great source of local employment, and take on a number of apprentice engineering trainees. So it's a great facility there. So career opportunities within the engineering career path from Barony. The students that we have passed through and come out with successful achievement of their training at Barony have an excellent rate of progression in employment, that the vast majority of students do go into employment. There are a small number that progress on to further higher education, but so it's a very, very positive. The other opportunities are, again, progression is into either agricultural or forestry engineering technicians. further training enhancement can lead to master mechanic, master technician, and again further on down the line with the bit more experience is the opportunity then to progress to workshop foreman or to specialise in certain areas such as stores and spare parts, or possibly into machine sales. So there's a wide range of opportunities within the engineering career. At Barony, the facilities that we have for students whilst training with us, we've got the large modern well-equipped workshops. The forestry engineering workshop has a full width overhead crane which runs the length of the workshop. The workshop's open plan, so we can move the machines around, and we've got great flexibility to fit in a wide range of ever-growing machines, whether it be combines with the front headers on, or the butterfly mowers that take up a significant space. We can shuffle things around to get into work and carry out repairs on these machines. Up-to-date training equipment resources, again from electronic, hydraulic testing equipment, laptops and interfaces for plugging into machines for diagnostics, as well as their multimeters and other conventional equipment. So we've got everything's right up to date, supported by manufacturers as well. So it's got the latest technology there. For students living from or travelling from a considerable distance, we have a residential accommodation available on site. Currently, the accommodation capacity is for approximately 70 students. Comes pretty much on a first come first served basis. So again, the requirements for accommodation are best to be booked. Book early, avoid disappointment. Catering, the canteen on site is a very good wide range of hot and cold food throughout the day and in the evening. We have a small but well-stocked library with a lot of the periodic journals, e-books, and subject-specific books as well. The sports hall that we have on site is a great facility, and we've also got a large range of gym equipment, so from weights, treadmills, exercise machines to the sports hall for five-a-side football, badminton, basketball. There's lots of opportunities there for those that are fit and healthy and like to run off steam in the evening. So that brings me to the end of my presentation this afternoon on the engineering course provision here at Barony. But if you have any questions, then I'm more than happy to try and answer them for you if I can. So
we just have one question at the moment, Rob. If anybody else has got any, please just type them into the chat box, and Rob will answer them for you. First one, do you need to be 16 to apply?
Ideally, we are looking at yes, 16-year-olds to apply. The only exception to that might be if somebody is has particular skills and abilities, and is maybe 16 before Christmas. So that's the cut-off point there, I'm afraid.
That seems to be them, I think. Nobody else got any questions?
Okay. Well, if there's no more questions, then thank you very much for joining this afternoon, and I look forward to catching up with you in due course. But should you have any queries down the line, then please feel free to to drop me an email, and I'll try and answer any questions down the line that you have. So thank you very much. Bye. Bye.